All right.
Cool, we can
Well,
break it there. That can be the end of the first episode. I'll put a marker down.
okay.
And so, this begins the official first bonus episode. Woohoo!
Bonus episode.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's a question I had, because I know with our discussion on cats and dogs, we just really kind of jumped into it. There was no, like, hey, it's Anson and Kurt, and
Yeah.
we're doing a podcast. So do we want to offer an explanation to the ethos of what we're doing?
yeah, I mean, Kurt and I are. I'm Anson. The other guy
I'm
is
Kurt.
We are old friends, and we live in different cities, separated by 5 hours of driving. And so,
I think 4 hours of driving, to be fair.
yeah, it used to be 5 when I was a kid, but my parents drive slow, so.
Okay.
Love you, Mom and Dad. Hi, Mom. Okay, so.
I'm sure our parents are totally going to be our first subscribers.
I don't think my parents will ever listen. I don't know if they're tech savvy.
Well, my parents both have iPhones. I
Yeah.
think they can figure out how to use the podcast feature or whatever.
Anyway, so we live in different cities. I live in Houston. He's in Dallas, and
Yep.
we both like nerd things and podcasts. And it was
Yeah.
I was like, man, Kurt has a really good personality. He would be really funny to be on radio and stuff. And then Kurt's like, oh well, why don't we just get together and talk about stuff? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And so
Yeah, I totally had an idea. I think I made a Facebook post about it, like, I don't know how long ago, but I was like, what if I did a podcast? What should I talk about? Who would even listen? And I had some people chime in, but yeah, it's just a matter of, okay, well, you just need to go. You just need to do it. And
yeah,
I guess talk about what you know. And yeah, we're both nerds, but I wouldn't consider myself a celebrity or an expert of anything. So I guess we just came up with the idea of, I was getting ready to come down to Houston for a trip because my best gal pal friend from high school days, she got married. Congrats to Adrian and Lonnie. And I was like, hey, why don't we, get serious about a podcast, and maybe we can make it like a time capsule. And so when we're both old and crotchety, our kids can have an idea of what we were like when we were 30, before they were even born.
yeah. Back in our day when we had to drive uphill both ways to get to school in the morning.
Well, yeah, lucky for me, about once fourth grade came along, I didn't have to travel that far for school. I think you, on the other hand, had a little bit longer of journey getting to school.
Yeah, that was the weird thing about where we lived and where the school was. It was like 5 minutes for you and like 25 minutes for me. But
yeah, and even when I first moved to Houston, I actually went to Galbo first for my second and third grade, before they were finally like, the school district was like, Wait. This is stupid. Look, these people live right here. Let's just have them go to Maid Creek.
yeah,
And so then they fixed it.
yeah.
So, yeah, good old Katy Independent School District.
But the problem we have is that we don't have a name for our show yet. And I have a couple of
That's
ideas, but
Okay.
I don't know how cheesy we want to go. I don't want it to be like too cheesy. I don't want it to be too serious either. So, like,
Right.
one idea that I had was
Okay.
in computer science, there's a term for like random access memory, like RAM, and you have read-only memory, which is ROM, and then a joke people like to say sometimes is write-only memory, meaning memory that you write to but never read.
Okay.
And so I thought that was kind of funny because it's like, oh, like write-only memory, Here we are,
Okay.
we're shouting into the abyss, and no one's ever going to listen, and so it's like write-only,
Right.
It's like a nerdy thing too. So that's an idea. Another idea, kind of concept that I had was you had one of my earliest memories of you was you were starting a garage band called Off Brand, and you needed a bass player. And you invited me to be your bass player, and I declined because, as we mentioned, it was very far for me to get there for practices and stuff. So you ended up picking up the bass and being the bassist for your band. But I was wondering if there was something we could go along like the lines of like garage band or garage podcast two.
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, that's pretty cool idea. And here I was just using my highly learned improvisational skills from college music classes and D&D, and I'm like, well, where am I sitting right now? I'm sitting in the super expensive, super awesome recording studios of my apartment closet, and I was just trying to think of something clever like the apartment, like maybe like the closet booth, or but that wouldn't make much sense because I don't know if you are in a closet. In fact,
well, I was going to be. Let me see.
Because I think you're in a home office, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the second, like an extra bedroom we have.
Yeah, you're fancy like that. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I have to make do. I have to MacGyver this.
A lot of good podcasters start out in their closet. That's all I know.
Yep. Yeah, what is it? Steve Jobs started his company out of a garage, so we just started our world famous podcast out of a closet.
Yeah. Jobs and Wozniak. I don't know. We can call it the two nasally guys talk for an hour show. We don't. Also...
I know some other ideas I had were like bases loaded, but then I was like, oh, that sounds like it could be misconstrued as like a baseball podcast. And then a bunch of people are like, what the heck is this podcast? There's nothing about baseball.
Yeah, go Stros.
World champs.
Yep.
2017. Woohoo!
So we don't have to decide right now. We can keep thinking about it. Our plan is to record a few times before we like build up a backlog of episodes ready to go out. So,
right. I know there's a band called the I-45, so I was thinking of like maybe like something to talk about the corridor it takes to get between Houston and Dallas.
Yeah.
But I know the I-45 is an old band, so I don't know if they would like that.
I like that idea though. The 45. And our first thing was about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it could be. Or I even tried to think in the lines of nerdiness of like maybe something like the Captain's Log or the Diary. Well, Captain's Log, that would be like, oh, they're a Star Trek podcast.
Yeah.
But like or something like the Diaries of something, Yeah, I agree. I think we need a clever name. It needs to be clever. It needs to be smart. But obviously not something too niche that someone will misconstrue what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But... yeah, maybe the 45 idea.
The 45 corridor.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we can sleep on it.
True.
I'll take these notes down.
Clickety clack clack, clickety clack clack.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. That's okay.
I'll fix it in post.
Yeah. Yeah, we got our top-notch AV wizards on it.
Yeah, all 5 of them. They got a whole team ready to go.
Yep.
All right. Well, we got to pick a recording time for our next one, but we can do that off the air. So,
okay.
Bonus episode 1. That's a wrap.
Cut.